lost this building.
We did a couple times, but yeah.
We lost this building a couple times. What was that experience like for you?
The first time it was a learned lesson. Mm-hmm. So for me, I don't like to play the blame game. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say it was Tiffany or it was Shanna or it was the seller. It was me. And I felt like I could have been more aggressive. I could have asked more questions. So the second time it happened, because I felt like you and I did what we could do, mm-hmm. I was devastated.
Yeah.
From an emotional standpoint. Kind of like what you just reached about a while ago, right? I was visualizing. I was already talking to myself in the mirror on what I was going to say at grand openings, right? And then when you take that away, it's hurt, right? But you can't make decisions based upon, property, you can't make decisions based upon emotion, right? You got to make it on what makes sense. So it makes no sense for us to go bend over backwards financially and do things that we're taking a huge high risk and not getting the reward, because if it doesn't go through and you invested X, Y, Z, that can be not just devastating, that can hurt the way that you feed your family, which is important to me. So so that was number one. I would say number two, honestly, because I think that, I don't know how many times we almost lost it.
I think so. You guys had it first before me, and I don't know if you guys lost it or I don't know what happened there.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Because it's important for me to highlight you and your company. Listen to me, bro. Sis, listen to me. It's important to choose the right person to represent you. And I'm not saying this because she's on camera with me or on audio with me, but it's important to choose someone that has your type of work ethic too. Because there's nothing good or bad about the person that represented me prior, but the work ethic wasn't the same. I'm the type, if I'm looking at more property than you, like, yo, like if I can tell you what's available and you don't know, like, yo, that's not right. So for Tiffany and her group, it was cool because I remember one building you told me about, I was like, yeah, I've seen that building. You was like, oh, I like this, and she matched the I guess, the aggressiveness approach that I have. Mm-hmm. So when we were talking about negotiating, I remember the first time you told me the price that you offered. And I was like, no, that's not gonna work. And she was like, well, they accepted it. And I was like, oh. Mm-hmm. So that fearless mentality is the way that I operate in everything. So when you choose someone that represents who you are, it's important that you choose that person. So the person that represents you guys is not, sometimes, be real, sometimes y'all be like, oh, they only gonna take 1%. Or they gonna give me some money back. Well, is that gonna capitalize the deal that you need? Yeah. Or is it gonna put you in position to win? Are they gonna give you insight that you gave me about projections of what they're gonna be building? Mm-hmm. You offer me times to go, I don't know where it was at, but a higher level to go look down at the city and see all the rooftops that are being built. Like if your person can't represent you and give you insight like that, you're really putting yourself in a disadvantage. Yeah,
and I'll say the other thing is, when it comes to choosing a real estate agent, when you told me the initial price you guys offered, I was mind blown. And a lot of times what we don't see on the other side, or what the buyer doesn't realize, sometimes you'll have someone who is offering above market value, and sometimes it's very selfish. They know they can go below, but the lower you pay, the less of a commission your real estate agent gets. For me, I'm not looking at my commission, I'm looking at repeated business, I'm looking at growth for you guys. And also, I've always been really excited about seeing Black businesses specifically open.
Appreciate that.
And so you guys opening this was really big. Like I said, just remembering you standing across the street and you said, I can see it, Tiff, I can envision it. And this was right before we lost it, I think the second time. And when you heard, I was like, this is insane. Yeah. This is crazy. And I was heartbroken. I remember going back to my office like, man, like, they took another offer, and I was on the phone every other week. Wow. Like, hey, did they drop out yet? We're ready, we're going, we got it, we got this, we got that, where are you at? And so, choosing the right real estate agent is huge.
Absolutely.
They will either make or break you. And had you all bought at that price, you would be upside down already today.